This meeting is being held in compliance with provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act NJSA 10:4-6 et sec. Notice has been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald. It was posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building and was noticed on the borough website. Can I have a roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Here.
Mr. Falcone.
Present.
Ms. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Kuzbek.
Here. If you'll stand and join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if you will remain standing for a moment of silence, I'd like to start off with profound sadness at the Borough of Hopatcong announcing the passing of former Mayor Mike Francis. Mike dedicated many years of his life to serving the residents of Hopatcong. He began his public service as a member of the Hopatcong Borough Council in 2008, serving through December of 2016. Following his appointment as mayor in December of 2016, he was elected by the residents in 2017 and proudly served as mayor through December 31st, 2023. In addition to his service as mayor and councilman, Mike devoted countless hours to our community as chairman of the zoning board, a youth sports coach, a volunteer in numerous civic organizations. His commitment to Hopatcong extends far beyond elected office, and his contributions help shape our community for generations to come. One of Mike's greatest passions was Lake Hopatcong. He understood that the lake was not only the borough's most treasured natural resource, but also the heart of our community and an important part of history, identity, and the future of the borough. Throughout his years of public service, he worked tirelessly to support initiatives that protected, improved, and promoted the health and the vitality of Lake Hopatcong. He believed in preserving the lake for future generations so that families could continue to enjoy all that it had to offer, and he remained a steadfast advocate for its long-term sustainability. Fittingly, one of Mike's final public appearances was on May 9th, 2026, when he participated in the borough's reenactment of Hopatcong's first council meeting from 1898. It was a meaningful opportunity for him to once again celebrate the rich history and the traditions of the community that he loved and faithfully served. Mayor Francis will be remembered for his unwavering dedication to public service, his genuine love for the borough of Hopatcong, his commitment to preserving Lake Hopatcong, and the lasting impact he made through years of leadership, volunteerism, and community involvement. His legacy will continue to live on through the projects he championed, the people that he mentored, and the community that he worked so hard to strengthen. Thank you all. Please be seated. We don't have any proclamations this evening, so moving on to committee reports. I would just like to extend again my condolences to the Francis family. I've known Mike for more than 40 years. We didn't always agree on everything, but we certainly shared our love of Hopatcong, and you can't question or disregard Mike's dedication to Hopatcong for 50+ years. There were many wonderful things that Councilman/Mayor Mike Francis accomplished for the borough of Hopatcong. 3 items that I personally will always remember is creating the Hopatcong Farmers Market with Mike and winning an award from the Economic Development from our first year out. The production of the solar field on Flora Avenue, which the borough continues to receive compensation for every year. And the renovation of the pound, which is also on Flora Ave. And lastly, no one will ever forget his solution for Lake Hopatcong being the trifluoride carp. I would like to remind everyone about the America 250 event. Hopatcong celebrates America 250 on August 29th with a concert in the park here at Motic Park from 3 to 9 p.m. Sponsored by our platinum sponsor, Dover Dodge, and several other sponsors. I do want to congratulate Al Zatnia, but I know that Councilman Taylor is going to talk about that. We had several paving projects that have taken place since our last meeting, a portion of Flora, the senior center parking lot, the municipal building, Division Trail, Indian Trail, and Sutton Trail. In the next few weeks or so, Denville Line Painting will be finishing the parking lots and the streets. The subcommittee for land use in reference to the open space recreation plan and the ERI has met. They will be visiting 200+ properties that were recommended in the plan. Their next meeting has not been identified as of yet. And the open space recreation plan and environmental resource inventory, for those of you that don't know, goes through environmental and open space. So I don't know if Jonathan's going to talk about that, but that was all I had. Steve?
The next Saturday is our 250 event.
29th.
The 29th. Northwood Firehouse next Saturday, the 22nd, between 11 and 3:30 has an open house. They're celebrating 100 year in service. Last week we had met with the committee, with the fire chief, being the fire committee and the finance committee. Next week, we're going to set up a meeting with all the chiefs and then take it there, start having meetings next Monday. I think we're gonna change it to 6:30 after our meeting. So I'll send an email tomorrow morning. Ron, the LoSAP, I spoke to the chief and he says he hasn't submitted anything, but we could just put that on the radar.
Yeah.
So we don't do the same thing like last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the voting allowance, I guess he sent it in on Monday, which should probably make the bill list.
No, I just got it tonight. I just got it before we came here.
So make sure we get that.
Thank you. Got it.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And regarding Mike Francis, I don't go back as far as 40 years with Mike, but when I did become a fire chief, I had a lot of dealings with I know he meant really a lot of good things for Opakon. He lived Opakon, he breathed Opakon, he had best interests of Opakon. We didn't always agree on a lot of things, but I could tell you he was a Opakon guy. And one of the verbiage that he used to use early on when we first met and we laughed till he passed away. He used to tell me on my budget meetings that you might not get what you want, but you'll get what you need. And I used to laugh. I'm like, what does that mean? So the following day after our meeting, I went home and my wife says, oh, here's a tax bill. So I looked at it, I'm like, oh, great. So I took that, tax bill with me and I went to the meeting. I was like, Mike, I said, I know what you want, but I'm gonna send you what you need. He still looked at me, but he never used to have perfect. Throughout the years, we did get along pretty well. I think, I guess, like everybody else in politics, there's a lot of bad and there's a lot of and I think a lot of people in Opakon will miss him. And I believe that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Jonathan?
Well, first I want to give my condolences to the Francis family, and Mike was a very good friend and a good mentor. So he's going to be deeply missed. As far as the seniors go, Mary Bunt and Al Zotnia became seniors of Opakon for the year. And then Al and Mary were both nominated for Sussex County to be senior of the year, and Al actually won. And we had a pretty big showing up at the Sussex County Fair. There's a lot of seniors showed up, and it was a good time. As far as open space and outer spatial is running a 4 hike thing where you can actually win a gift card if you do the 4 hikes within a given time. If you go out by the front entrance, there's a QR code you can scan about the hikes. And then our next meeting for environmental is tomorrow, which I'm sure we're going to be discussing what Marie talked about with the open space plan. That's it.
Very good. Jennifer?
Hi, yes, I wanted to first send my condolences to the family of former Mayor Mike Francis. The Municipal Alliance is meeting on August 17th at 6:15 p.m. in the municipal building. The ambulance department is meeting on August 18th at 7 p.m. in the ambulance building. And the Board of Education meeting is on August 24th at 7 p.m. in the administration building. School starts on August 31st, and I wanted to wish everybody good luck in starting school.
Thank you. Joe?
No updates for me, Mayor.
Anthony.
Yep, I have several first though as well, and Steve and Jonathan. I echo your sentiments as well as the mayor. You know, I didn't know Mike a very long time. There's many people here that knew him a lot longer, but you know, he loved this community, he loved this borough, he loved this lake, and I never met an individual that was more hardworking and more well-meaning than Mike. So it was certainly a pleasure to know him, and my condolences absolutely go out to the family and the many, many, many friends that he had in Apacon. It's been a busy several weeks on the redevelopment committee. We had a meeting on August 4th, discussed expanding the area for redevelopment, specifically on the lakeside and the Pac Chung areas, and also reducing some of the limitations or restrictions where possible to make redevelopment more attractive, because we haven't been getting a lot of interest in redevelopment, and I think it's very important that we do. And we approved the engineer to make the changes to the master plan so that he can submit it to the land use board for their approval. And then I presume it'll come to the council at some point too, but I think that that's really good towards helping to drive some redevelopment in the area. On the real estate committee, things are continuing to move ahead very well. We have an ordinance tonight to approve for another sale of a parcel of land. And there is another ordinance as well tonight that we're going to introduce for a sale. So that continues to drive new revenue into the borough. On the finance side, the white collar contract has been negotiated. I think it is quite well balanced, especially considering where it started out. There was a very, very large gap there. I think in the end, the administration did a great job. We came up with a contract that's fair for the town, fair for the staff, and fair for the union. So everybody's equally happy or equally unhappy, but in any case, it does seem to be balanced. And also did as well, it did come in slightly lower than what was budgeted for 2026. So that is excellent. We do have a vote on that tonight. And again, it was a job well done by the administration. And just to add a little bit more information to the discussion regarding the firehouses, I think there's ample opportunity, as Steve had mentioned. He and I did meet with Matt Smith, the fire chief, to get his perspective on things and to lay out a plan in terms of how we want to proceed. There are two things that are incredibly important. Number one is to really make sure that there is no negative impact or is minimal impact on the town in terms of fire response and other considerations, and then as well from a finance perspective. And from a finance perspective, it looks like, you know, there is very significant money that can be saved currently, but what really I think would have a large effect is the amount of money that we could save in the future. Because if we continue to have 3 fire companies, there's, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 additional fire engines that we would need to purchase over the next several years that are in the millions of dollars. So there is no decision. There's a lot of work that needs to be done there. The next step, finance committee will collect the information on the finance side. The fire committee will work on the impact analysis as well as some options and how do we do this, how do we look at it, and whether we can even do it. And then we will gather that information and hopefully have a work session or a council meeting where we can speak specifically regarding the consolidation and get input from all of the council as well as the town. And that's it for my updates.
Great. Rachel?
I also want to echo the condolences to the Francis family. I think regardless of what side of politics you're on, because we all know how ugly politics can get, the loss is always devastating for a family or for a community. So my prayers go out to the Francis family during this difficult time. I do want to send congratulations to Miss Dandiston, who won Queen of the Fairy this year. Morgan for Miss Hopakon did an absolutely amazing job. Watching her on stage, she just comes across as the girl next door. Everybody wants to be friends with her. So I'm really disappointed she didn't make it to the top. I thought she had a really good chance this year, but she did amazing nonetheless. I also want to congratulate Miss Vernon, who did win People's Choice. So we'll try again at those 2 spots for next year. There was a lot of Hopakon residents who participated in different competitions throughout the fair. We had an artist who ended up submitting beautiful paintings that they took home a blue ribbon. We had Eliana, who placed 3rd place in the talent show for the fair during her dance ensemble. And as you said, we had a senior of the year for the county. So Hopakon did really well this year at the fair. For ordinance, I know we kind of have a lot in the air right now. We're working on a septic ordinance, modifying the short-term rental ordinance. Continuation of the real estate sales, which is all fantastic. As I'm sure most people have heard, driving by the fields, fall sports are picking up. So if you have nothing to do on a Friday night or any night there's a game going on, please come out and watch these kids perform. Community support is fantastic. It's always a good time, win or lose. It's just a good time, a good community event. So please come out and support. September 9th, I believe, is the Warriors pep rally up at Hilltop. And you guys can all watch John Young build a humongous bonfire at the end of the night, which is always a good time. And that was all I had.
Thank you.
Anthony, on your 3 engines, it's 1 engine and then a lot of truck potentially within 5 years replacement. So it's not 3 engines.
Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, the correction was
Very good, thank you. Moving on to the administrator's report.
Just real quick, I want to give a update on Bill Ave. You'll see on tonight's agenda, there's a resolution authorizing the contractor to go in and replace that main line that burst. It's over 200 feet of pipe that we've got to put in. We've pre-prepped that area we milled it so that we could repack it and get it back open for travel back and forth. That was a concern of the neighborhood. And it also helps us now so that the contractor who's coming in doesn't have to mill that part of it up as well. He can start right just with a dig to get to the pipe, and it makes it more efficient to do that. So tomorrow we'll get with John, provided everything's good tonight with the award. John will get with the contractor and start getting a scheduled date to start that project and get that all buttoned up. And that's all I have for tonight.
Good, thank you. Moving on to public comment, can I have a motion to open to the public?
Second,
All those in favor? The meeting is open to the public.
Evening. Michael Durbus. This is quick housekeeping. Some have said that watched the video and I went back and saw it myself. Can the podium be moved a little closer? Because it's cut off and people are asking to see who is actually speaking. So I don't want to do so now, but either at this meeting or at a future meeting, can we address that, please?
Rachel, can we move the camera back? I mean, it's the same thing.
no, it's literally, it's just, you can push it forward. Yep, there you go, done, quick. Okay, quickest fix we've done this year.
I'm glad to participate. Something else that has been discussed, this doesn't seem to be high priority at all by any means, but with the recent attacks on water facilities and throughout this country, there was a concern about our susceptibility perhaps. From my little research, it looks as though it's like less than 1% that we actually have something that's concerning. But I think it's something that maybe the town could address to those who are concerned. And again, I know we can only speak about so many things because of security purposes, but I think it comes down to like whether or not there's a manual shut off or a turn on that can bypass any sort of internet connection. So is that I guess this is my old own news, data center commentary. It was something that was very hot a little while ago. Full disclosure, I do not know where we are as far as with other towns and whether it's actually going to come to fruition, but we did have concerns about water locally and how it could affect us. So I think we had discussed about perhaps getting more information and potentially, I know those are very vague, but addressing the public about our personal stance in Hopatcong. And the other thing is flock cameras. So this was probably predating before I was here, and I'm not going to go into the details of, whether you're for or against it. I think there's just been some questions as to how it was done, how it was passed and implemented, because, for example, marijuana, which we'll be talking about perhaps later today, I believe, that's been like a year, 2 years going on. So if something like that takes so long to be implemented, I was just curious about a little bit behind how the sausage was made in regards to flock cameras. Bam, time to spare.
Lynn Ritchie.
We have a contracted landscaping company. I believe we're paying them a bill of 11,000 or trying to get that approved for this meeting. And I'm just wondering why the Fireman's Memorial and the municipal building used to do their landscaping and groundwork. Why do we have a contracted company and why did we hire another company to do the work, which is probably $17,000 worth of bills when we're constrained with money in this borough? And it's really doesn't make any sense to me. And I'd really like to know why. Anybody?
Yeah,
I would have to look into it. I don't know those numbers off the top.
Well, it's on the bills report. So
No, I
if you're
know
going
it's on
to
the bills
approve the bills report, how are you going to approve it if you don't know why a company was hired when we have a landscaping
Yeah.
company to do the work?
We got a long mooring company that's got one contract. This is how it was bid out last year. So I'm just reporting what it is. It was bid out for lawn maintenance only, for mowing all the fields in the borough. And we contract another contractor on an as needs basis to do any of the beautifications of the buildings, such as the mulch and stuff like that. They were two separate contracts. That's how it was contracted out. We want to change it in the future. We'll have to do that when we bid it out this year.
So this contracting company that we're paying $5,800 for, the Fireman's Memorial, is already on contract with us.
On an as needs basis, yes.
And why is the DPW not doing mulching and
If
beautification
you look today,
projects?
that I had four guys.
I saw them today
Yeah.
out there doing it, but
They
why
do- we do
is
it much-
$5,800 worth of money that we can't find any room in the budget to cut being paid to a contractor when we have a DPW that could have done the work on a Saturday, no less? It just doesn't make any sense. We're all kind of scrambling to come up with escrow and pay our taxes and such, and you're telling me there's not a penny you can cut, yet we're paying an outside vendor $5,800 for one beautification project. The firemen, which I'm not degrading it. I think it's a very important memorial, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. So either you poorly contracted the landscaping company and didn't utilize enough of their services, or you're just spending our money and you're not really giving it a good amount of thought as to where our taxpayer money is going to beautification of Hapatcong, when we have a fully functioning DPW that probably could have done the project and not spent $5,800 for it. This doesn't make any sense to me. And I think we need to do better. And I think our spending needs to be shut down. I think there should be some sort of a moratorium or something saying from this date forward, all spending is cut.
Thank you.
Hello. My name's Carolyn Turner. I'm a resident of Lake Hapatcong. Live on County Road 609. Lakeside Avenue. And that's the jurisdiction of the Borough of Hapatcong. On July 6th, we sent out a letter to Christina Marks at the Sussex County Administrator up in Newton, expressing our concerns about the excessive speeds of vehicles traveling on that road, on County Road 609. As a resident of that road, and there are other residents here tonight, we got, Susan Durant and I got 72 signatures of residents along that road. You know, just to state that it's it is a residential roadway, as you know. There's pedestrians, there's children. Due to the ongoing road improvements, the increase in population, the popularity of the bar restaurant that's midway on that road, the high speeds that are in excess of the stated 35 miles an hour on that road are really a danger to the residents there. Really grave danger. Due to the volume and the speeds, there's guardrail damage. The guardrails are obliterated on the entire roadway. Crashes involving vehicles, animals hit. One resident stated in the signatures that we sent to you that he was walking his child in a stroller that was carrying his baby, and they were struck. That happened in 2021. We've had power outages, and just, various and sundry, stuff that's happened along the way. We have neighbors that have put up signage asking them to slow down to 25 miles an hour. There's child safety signs, homemade signs, orange cones all along that whole road. Mailboxes have been hit. And people, when we were going to collect all these signatures, one of the major issues for all the residents were that they're afraid to get their mail because of the cars and the speed of the cars. So, they're on nearby Brady Road, which is in Jefferson. I know that's not the jurisdiction here, but they have signage up there that states, asking the people to slow down to 25 miles an hour because the fatality rate has increased 30% in that town. Mount Arlington, I know, not this jurisdiction, Howard Boulevard, the speed is 30 on that road. And there are policemen out there constantly that, you get tickets for if you have speeds over that 30. So we're asking to install speed bumps or speed ramps, additional signage, speed enforcement would be great. And various types of warning signs, whatever, and we do ask, is there something that you can help us with, Mayor? Or council that where we go to, because we're going to the county next week to address this as well. And, is there something that you can help us with this, to bring to the county that, would ease our comfort, and
I
get
can
something
tell you
done
though,
here.
it is a county road, which
Mhm.
is unfortunate for the situation. We have had, myself and Ron have had conversations with a few people in Sussex County, just kind of waiting to see what the flavor was. Your impact is really going to be showing up at that meeting and letting them know because you live there. We have, expressed our interest in asking for a solution. And we're waiting just like you are. And I don't think it's something that they can do lightly. I'm sure that they would try to do a traffic study of some sort to see exactly where they are and what's going on. But you have a lot of information. Your letter was very, very detailed. So going there and having that opportunity to speak to them, I think is going to be one of the best things because we're going to follow whatever they tell us to do on the county road.
Right. But in the meantime, is there something where they can enforce the speed limits on that road?
You can,
Because there was a speed trap, so to speak, on the road that was there for about 10 days and then it was taken down. And that really doesn't do the trick. I would say that the police should be out there 24/7, really. I know that there is a police presence out there, but you can't have somebody sitting out there on a holiday.
Right.
Where there's no traffic at all.
Right.
Sunday afternoon at 12 o'clock in the afternoon would be a good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll
So you're
we'll look into that.
Okay, so
With
your
traffic
suggestion
study.
is just to go to the county?
My suggestion is to go
We're
to the
going to
county
do
for
that.
them to hear exactly what you're saying. And again, your email was very impactful and they're going to make the decision on whether or not the speed limit changes on that road. We are not going to make that decision. We can inquire, we can infer, but again, hearing from the residents who actually live there and are having trouble getting their mail and are being hit and whatnot, that says far more than we ever could.
Could the town make a recommendation though, if we feel like the speed should be lowered in support of the residents here? Could the town provide something in their favor
We would
supporting
have
them
to
in
wait
that?
for the traffic study to come out.
traffic study to indicate that.
We couldn't arbitrarily just do that. We need something to,
And who does the traffic study?
the police department does.
County will do that.
The county does, yeah, county
The
does.
county does it, not the borough police
Right.
department.
Thank you, though.
Thank you.
Continue on hers, if I could. Lakeside Ave, I'm in a 25 mile/hour zone. And the speed trap that you're referring to, is that the sign that they put up for 10 days? They put it up as 35 miles per hour. What does that do when the speed limit's 25? I'm not a long-term resident. I'm here maybe 7 years. My welcome here, 2 months after I bought my home, was a car came around the bend and landed in my yard and luckily I had a tree that stopped the car. Otherwise it would have been worse. The guardrails have been down, telephone poles, all in the area where I am, between Deber and Lakeside.
Deeper and Lakeside.
Yeah. And the cops patrol. The officer said who was gonna put the sign there. It took almost a month. He said it would be like a week, but it did come. He was gonna put it in our area and list it for like 25, but put it right before the 25 and it was listed for 35. So it made no sense. And he said the average of what they do is 45.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Victoria Cardo. I live on Lakeside Avenue as well. I just want to add a little, where I live, the restaurant, I live on the water, and the restaurant Lola's is, I think, 10 houses down from me. And where I live is a complete blind. So people come up the road and fly over it. So to get out of my driveway, you have to have someone stand at actually my driveway and the next few. Someone has to be standing in the street to let you know, or you get hit. And we actually, when my kids were in high school, they were backing out one of their friends and they got hit. Luckily, no one was hurt, but I had asked years ago about a sign for a blind drive, like alert people that you come over that hill and there's all these houses. And there's, you know, there's no shoulders, as we know.
No.
And it's been a dangerous situation.
What number of Lakeside Avenue are you?
I am 242.
That's a tough.
Yeah, you know exactly where I am. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
You all know me, Michelle Frank McCarroll. I wrote an email in regards to the potholes on top of Brooklyn Mountain from Durban down to Lakeside. I just want to know where we stand on that.
I voted the email. I know that we've been doing paving, so they have not been doing individual potholes, but Ron, do you have any other?
Yeah, we're getting starting on that now. We've been with all the paving that is going to be completed tomorrow.
These are repeated potholes that's reoccurring each year. And that corner is very narrow and dangerous, and I've almost been hit head on several times. So we need to look into that situation.
Got it.
There's a drainage situation going on as well. I emailed that. There's 2 black pipes coming from someone's house into the road. You need to look into that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ron, there's also a submission form online, right? Like they can always send emails, but the submission form would go right to where it has to go to report potholes and curb damage and stuff. So, Michelle, just a heads up, there's also a submission form online. Like you're always welcome to send an email, but there's a pothole submission form online. So it's like a trackable metric for us. Sometimes that's helpful as well in addition to emails. So maybe we can just put up a reminder for residents for pothole reporting because it seems to be a trend lately. So we'll put that back up so people know to use it.
Hi, Christopher Vincent. Welcome back to Hopakon. I'm back due to my dad having some medical issues. Just like to say that's ridiculous. All the towns I've lived in is ridiculous, and they've never done that to the residents. Hear them out. 4 towns I've lived in my life, never got time, but that's okay. We'll start. I'm so happy to see that I have a lakefront property now that I've moved back now. We call it Lake Tobyhanna Trail. It is now on Google. It's an actual spot, and I will be holding a paper sailboat race soon to be announced. So hoping that will get fixed after, moved away 8 years ago, was much worse when I came back. Now it doesn't go down for the next 3 days. Number 2, lack of transparency. I don't see anyone post on social media, especially for the younger generations. 50% of Hopakon is literally under the age of 40, and we really use social media. Thank you for saying what you had to say about Lake Tobyhanna Trail, and thank you for giving me the information since you're the only one that replied. Also, another thing is, since I left and came back, the fighting between everybody has not stopped. It's ridiculous. We're all the Republican Party, most of us here. Come on, let's get over this. So I want to thank everybody. I want to also say congratulations to John Young for winning the election. Miss you, Rachel. Hope you're still very involved in HOPACon. Okay. And I will be seeing you guys more often now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christopher.
Anyone else?
We're on the issue of traffic. Tony Steves, River Styx Road. I live on River Styx Road over here. We had a couple accidents already within the last 3 months. But a gas station down the corner. We have a lighting problem on the road. They come flying down the road all the time. I'm on the curb right there. There's no streetlights. So I took the poll numbers. I called JCP&L. It's now 3 months. Nothing's been done. And if you go down there, you'll see every street light out and it's pitch black. The only light on that is from my garage and the gas station across the street, Advance Auto. If we could do something about that, maybe call them yourself, the town, get on them, put the street lights back up for us. Just change the bulb. Even the ones they got there, the glass on them, dirty as anything, they let them up, you still don't see much, but at least they give us sunlight. So I appreciate that if someone could look into that. Thank you.
I think he is right. 70% of the lights don't work in HOPACon, and we end up paying the bill for anyway.
That's the wasted money we do in this town.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Dave, you don't have to raise your hand, come up.
Harder to get, please, tonight.
Sit in the front.
I also am concerned, as I have in the past, with the traffic. I live on DuPont, which is a town road, and we've asked for traffic studies and we've gotten them, but then there's been no improvement. They haven't had flashing lights with the speed limit. The only speed limit is at the bottom of the hill, and when you go up the hill on DuPont, you have to slow down, otherwise you go up in the air. And there's no speed limits on the rest of the road, it seems to me. We did have a police officer who parked in front of my house. I'm in the middle, and he asked me if he could park there and do it. But that was it. He was there for a couple of hours, but I have seen no improvement. And I'm just wondering, can't we do something? I mean, it's not going to be that expensive, you know. And on the other streets in the town too. Which are town roads, and especially where it's effective is when people are going to work or they're coming back from work. They're in such a rush to get home to get their food that they go 50 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. And so if you could place some police officers occasionally in each direction at the busy time, it would deter a lot of these drivers, and it would be much safer. And I noticed the new guardrail that was put on Crescent Circle there, it already was smashed into, and we're waiting a couple months to get it repaired. It's terrible. So I'd appreciate your help with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Diane Turpak, TYRPAK. Mine's an old subject, about sewers. I have a grinder pump and it's been replaced twice at like 5,000. It's probably even more than that now. I know a lot of people are on the sewer, but I'd like to know how many have a grinder pump. You know, why did you take that? I know the first one was free if you had. We already used that and we were on to a second. So there's only me and my husband in the house. So we treat it like a baby, you know. But when the grinder pump goes, you know, you don't have a toilet, you know, all that. So it is kind of a hardship, especially when you're retired, when your grinder pump goes. I know we had to get to sewers. I understand they're good. But again, if your ground was a little slanted or down, we had to get a grinder pump. So to me, it's very upsetting that it's not covered. I don't know how many people have the grinder pump out of the people that have. I'd be curious to see how many people, you know, if it's not everyone, why do we have to pay for the grinder pump repair? You know, we have to get a contractor and pay privately, and it is very pricey. So I just wanted to know if you could look into that.
Sure.
And thank you, Ron, for helping me with my other water problem. Water problems are a problem. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh. I look here. All right, I just wanna know how that lady got two and I can't even get one. That's all I wanna know. And like she got two, all I want is one.
But she
All right, or just give me my $4,800 back.
You paid for one.
She paid for it.
She didn't mention you forgot.
Can't even get one,
Yeah.
just one. Yeah, I've been here, how many,
Yes, yes, you've been here.
oh Lord, have mercy. Two.
Thank you, Sue. Anyone else? Not seeing anything, motion to bring it back?
Second.
All those in favor? Moving on to the approval of minutes, approval of the July 15, 2026 minutes with the executive session also.
Motion.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Approval of the July 21st, 2026 minutes
Motion.
Second.
and the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. We don't have any correspondence this evening. The consent agenda, the matters listed on the consent agenda are the tax collector's report for June of 2026. And resolution 2026-150 authorizing Ron Tappan as fund commissioner to the New Jersey Municipal Employee Fund and Courtney Gallagher as the alternate.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. 2026-151, a refund for a sewer overpayment on block 30511 lot 5.
Make a motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Moving on to resolution 2026-152 to amend the budget for additional items of revenue and offsetting appropriations for the Sustainable Jersey Grant from PSE&G Foundation.
I'll make the motion.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Moving on to 2026-153, amend the adopted budget for additional items of revenue and offsetting appropriations for the Rotary Club of Lake Hopatcong's donation.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Moving on to 2026-154, amend the adopted budget for additional items of revenue and offsetting appropriations for the 2026 Clean Communities Grant.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to 2026-156, amend the adopted budget for additional items of revenue and offsetting for the appropriation of the National Opioid FD Grant.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Which grant?
Opioid.
Opioid.
156.
156 resolution?
You skipped
We missed
155.
Yeah, what happened to 155? Or
Get back
154?
to them.
We'll get back to it.
So 156 we're on?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. 2026-155, amend adopted budget for additional items of revenue and offsetting the appropriations for 2025 body armor.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kusvik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
2026-157, amend adopted budget for additional items of revenue and offsetting appropriations for the National Opioid TIVA grant.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusvik. Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-158, amend adopted budget for additional items of revenue and offsetting appropriations for National Opioid Trust CVS grant.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusvik. Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to 2026-159, amend the adopted budget for additional items of revenue and offsetting appropriations for the National Opioid Allergen Grant.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
It's a quick discussion. So all these grants, are we gonna be, I guess, sharing how they're spent for these various programs?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Some of them are already identified, others are to be determined.
A grant dashboard.
You know.
Well, I think the other question too is, does the council have to approve how these are being spent, or is it up? I know that I've seen the way that they're set up and the way they have to be spent, but does the council have to actually approve those, or is it just done?
It's, for the most part, they've all been identified. As I indicated in the email, that some of these have already been identified, and there was grant given for that. Opioid is a lot of different things you can do, and we had a meeting today with the county that there's very restricted on what you can do, but it has to still be determined. We don't know what we're going to do with that yet.
Right. So my question is,
get them into the budget, and that's just amends the budget to allow those grants to come in.
Okay.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusvik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
You 2026-160, approve the hiring of DPW Labor 2.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusvik. Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
2026-161, approve the hiring for Senior Public Works Repairer.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Sure.
So I know a few months ago, I had a meeting with the supervisor from DPW, and I asked specifically if they're hiring a laborer or public workers to potentially look into hiring somebody with the firefighter one certificates to help out the borough for the firefighters in daytime especially. Because every surrounding community town does that, besides the back on.
Okay.
And I know in the past, we had members, but they have moved on in this life, but can we make an effort? Because, we are down in membership, and this will be, I think Mount Arlington has 6 DPW that are active firemen in the community. And there's no reason why Opakon can do the same thing.
Okay.
So it will help us out in the daytime response calls.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusvik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Moving on to 2026-162, approve the hiring of police officer.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusvik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to 2026-163, authorizing the CFO to pay interest on the LoSAP funds.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusvik.
Abstain.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. 2026-164, urging New Jersey legislature and governor to repeal the gas tax escalator.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Moving on to 2026-165, supporting bill number 4860, fairness for school districts in the development restricted areas.
Motion.
No more motions for you, Jennifer.
Very aggressive.
And the roll call.
Mr. Bongiovanni?
Yes.
Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to resolution 2026-166, the approval of the white collar contract for 2026 through 2030.
Mayor, can I request a motion to discuss this after council discusses an executive session? I know Councilman Bongiovanni gave an overview during his committee report. But I mean, I would like to have some discussion. We can't do that because it's around a contract. I know we got this on Friday. Some of us have had it for 8 months because they were active in the negotiation. So if it's possible to just discuss after executive session, I'd be appreciated.
So are you asking to go into executive session to discuss this?
Yes.
You can do that, yeah. There's a you make that motion. and-
So, all right, so I will make a motion to discuss 2020.
Second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So moving on to 2026-167, award Copesca Land Improvement Corp. for the Bell Ave Water Main Rehabilitation Project, bid 26-03.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni?
Yes.
Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic? Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the bill list, 2026.
I'm really sorry. Did we do resolution 154?
You mean 150, the
Yes.
one that we missed? Yeah, we did it after.
No, we did one, we missed.
We did 155.
Before.
Oh, sorry.
Did we do 154?
Yes.
Yes.
We did. All right.
Yeah, your body, yes.
Okay, moving on to the bill list, 2026-168. Approval of the bill list
Motion.
Second.
and the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni?
Yes.
Mr. Falcone?
I'll vote yes on everything with exclusion to, give me one. 1180. I vote no on that.
Okay. Ms. Johnson?
My video cut out a little bit, but I vote yes on the whole bills list except for 26-01180. I vote no on that bill.
Mr. Kuzic?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
I'm gonna echo yes to everything except 1180.
Okay. And Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
We have to do a vote for everything, but, I'm sorry, for 1180 now.
So for 26-01180, which is Sunnyside Landscape and Cleanup Pond Area Borough, $1,500, I'm voting yes.
Jonathan, at when's the next environmental meeting?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Is it possible to discuss beautification and maybe expanding their scopes and areas and call to action for volunteers who will, I'm sure, gladly come out and help rehab any areas in the town?
We've been looking for volunteers for 2 years. We've got sign up sheets and nobody shows up.
Yeah, well, the community clean, I think if it's advertised differently, we could talk offline about it, but I'm happy to help with advertising. So
It's been advertised.
we'll talk offline.
Yep.
Moving on to ordinances, ordinance 17-2026, an ordinance of the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of certain property owned by the borough and not required for public purposes, and more commonly known as Block 10416, Lot 2, 20 Morris Road.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic. Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Moving on to 18-2026, an ordinance modifying section 17-27 and 17-28 of ordinance 2025-11, which is the LoSAP.
Motion.
Second.
Just quick discussion, but more clarification. So the maximum, is that the 2025 rate?
Judy?
In the local finance notice? That's the 2025 rate. Do you recall what it was? Because I'd have to look it back up. I don't.
I always comes up with a number, but that's the most recent, so every year they come up with their rate, so it'll change.
For the motion, second?
Yes.
Okay, roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic. Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Moving on to 19-2026, capital ordinance providing for funding of leases for vehicles for the police department and the Department of Public Works.
Motion.
Second.
Question? The number of the vehicles that originally, I remember hearing the vehicle, but I don't see it.
I think it was 2 a year.
It's all on the enterprise schedule. This is putting the enterprise schedule that we had all those vehicles identified into the capital budget. So whatever was on that list, that's what it was.
Yeah, because I don't remember seeing the numbers anywhere, but I remember talking about it was 10 vehicles. I just want to make sure.
That was between both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's, yeah, 10 over the 5-year.
That's right.
Roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic. Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
So 2026, I need to table that, correct, Ron?
No, you can keep it.
Okay, 2026, an ordinance establishing a minimum and maximum range of salary and compensations for certain titles of officers and employees of the Borough of Hopatcong.
Motion.
Second.
Can we have a discussion about this? Should this be tabled until after the?
We're gonna say this.
This doesn't have anything to
Yeah.
do, this is the ranges we went through and added the percentages to it for the min and the maxes for the next 5 years.
Based on the white collar contract?
Only on the ones that are non-reps. So this was for everybody's ranges, and we took care of it for the next 5 years, but predicting the percentages that that's not their salary, that's just a range of the salary. But I mean, if you want to talk about that more in executive session, that's fine, but that's all this is. Steve.
I think it ties into it, so my preference would be to talk about it.
Agree.
Okay.
We have to make a motion. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
Moving into the.
yeah,
Executive.
motion to move it into executive, because you're not really tabling, because you're gonna take action.
I'll make a
when you
motion.
come out.
Second.
And the roll call?
Um,
Moving into executive.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, final ordinances, 15-2026, an ordinance of the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of certain properties owned by the borough and not required for public purposes, and more commonly known as Block 10414, Lot 3, 6 Morris Road. I have a motion to open to the public.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So the meeting is open to the public for this ordinance and this ordinance alone, which is 6 Morris Road. Not seeing anything, motion to bring it back.
Motion.
Motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
And then we need a motion to accept the ordinance.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Ordinance 16-2026, bond ordinance providing for various 2026 capital improvements by and in the borough of Hopatcong in the county of Sussex, state of New Jersey. The borough appropriating $1,109,875 therefore and authorizing the issuance of 994,175 bonds or notes of the borough to finance parts of the cost thereof. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So this motion is open to the public for this ordinance. And this ordinance alone? Not seeing anything, motion to bring it back?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And can I have a motion to pass 16-2026?
I'll make the motion.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to old business, we have the cannabis update.
Right, so Ron and I have been working on this ordinance. We all got a get out of a wind tunnel. Can you guys hear me all right?
Oh, yeah.
Better now.
Yeah, you just had some static before.
Oh, I think it's the connection here. I apologize. So Ron had reached out to Mr. Lavery and got us the ordinance as it looks to be added to our agenda. And the big things that there were questions about were the initial licensing fee, the annual, which is on this ordinance, is $10,000. The annual renewal was $5,000, and then Ron and I had talked in the ordinance meeting about any renewal fees received after April 1st being $2,500 as a late fee that was applied. The rest of the ordinance is hold on. Then there was I'm sorry, I apologize. The remittance payments, we put February 1st, May 1st, August 1st, and October 1st. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ron, that follows the water.
Yes.
That was the
We
water.
followed the same schedule, so it'd be consistent.
So be consistent. And then the last thing was the setbacks, which I had reached out to everybody, and the majority that I got was 250 feet from all of those schools and properties owned and operated by schools, daycare centers, public buildings, public parks, and playgrounds. And then I think that I heard Mr. Bongiovanni say that he had spoken through the redevelopment committee about changing the master plan for redevelopment. I'm wondering if that will also include cannabis in that change to the master plan, because that's really been the big holdup is, our land use board really hasn't.
Those are two different topics.
Well, a change to the master plan is a change to the master plan. And what I've understood and heard is that the issue has really been with the change to the master plan, that's a big undertaking. So I'm kind of wondering why it's a big undertaking for cannabis, but not for a redevelopment plan.
Well, I don't think we know that it's not a big undertaking for the redevelopment plan. So
actually, it's going back. The redevelopment plan is going back for a revision again. It's making no more traction than the cannabis plan. It's all on this kind of same path.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different, the only thing that was different is the land use board came back to us and said, "Hey, we want to see it go on a question on a referendum before we act on that."
Right. Well, my opinion of that is that we've already asked for a referendum on that, and that passed at 72%. So What are your guys' opinions on this ordinance? Where are your heads? What are you thinking? How do you want it to be?
Well,
Verbiage, is it
myself,
okay?
Actually, I think the ordinance went into a lot of detail on many things, so I thought that that was actually quite good. I think there's some other things that we likely might want to address, and some of those things tied back to that the note that I had put out on, July 11th. I think it would be good, considering that really, I think we all just got the ordinance, a week ago. It would be nice if we had a little bit more time, and maybe, at the next meeting or thoughts that we have regarding it. I don't know that there's unanimous agreement on the setbacks. Not everybody's feeling that way. And in all fairness, I did not submit to you my feeling on the setbacks because I hadn't made a decision on that. But I know some other council members aren't necessarily good with the 250 feet. So I think we need to have some more discussion regarding that. But it would be good to have a little bit more time. And it's not going to slow down the process any slower than it's going to be already because of, the land use board having to, their thoughts on it as they present it. So.
I'm sorry, Anthony, when you said July 11th, did you mean of 2025?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Oh, and so all of the questions that you had or concerns that you had in that email from last year were not addressed?
I think many of them were, and I think that there was a lot of detail associated with that. But I think that some of them were still, I think it's worth having a discussion, for example, considerations for approval of a license. I think, one of the things that we'd like to do, I would recommend that we do, that we vet out the operators that actually want to come in. We want to make sure that we have good experienced operators depending on what we do. The other thing is the total number of licenses. I mean, if we have 2 for each category, 6 categories, that's 12 licenses. That's an awful lot of businesses in the town. It's going to be very significant. Maybe we want to limit the total licenses to a lower number, not limit each individual one. But maybe we want to consider having, 4, 6, or 8, in total. Some of the other things, though, too, one of the things that stood out that we want to consider, too, we have the thing in the ordinance where we're identifying that it's non-transferable. I think that's actually going to be a deterrent to people that want to come into town if they build a little business and they can't sell it because the license will not go back. So I think, maybe, I don't know if it's possible because I'm not familiar with the New Jersey state statute, but I think one of the things we might want to do is consider making that transferable with the approval of the town. Because if we make it strictly non-transferable, I actually think that would be a very large deterrent for somebody coming into town because they could never sell the business. If they decide to move on to something else. Other items to discuss as we tighten up the ordinance. But I think it was a very good draft.
So then, well, my one major question is I received, I don't know if Ron did receive any emails about the ordinance from last week that he had sent out, that I had asked him to send out after the ordinance meeting. But I'm also wondering why you didn't email anybody and ask about these things that you brought it. Well, no, I understand why you brought it to the meeting because it should be discussed in public. You're absolutely correct. What are everybody's feelings about the setbacks?
I think Jen, the ordinance, I think done a lot of great research, and I think I'm comfortable with a lot of it. I don't know where you got the 250 feet as a general, everybody agreed. I was never, ever okay with 250 feet. I'd rather, if you don't have 250 feet, then I'd rather have none then. To me, the reason why they do 500 and 1,000, there's a reason for it. Mm-hmm. But I don't, if you're gonna have 250, then you might as well have nothing, 0. And by the way, I'm for it. To me, anything to bring the business in and establish some sort of tax base, I'm okay. But 250 was never in my, goal.
Yeah, I think I think Jen was put in a difficult position because not getting feedback from everybody, she had to do her best to kind of find a happy medium to kind of be like, hey, let's get something together. So
We had discussion, me and Jen had this.
no, I'm not saying you, I'm saying like in general, right? Like we asked her to kind of help steer the boat on this. So I think, can we agree to have like all final feedback to Jen by a certain time? Just again, because we're having a lot of the same discussions.
I feel like we've done that 1,000 times, Rachel.
No,
I think that every time, I mean.
I
know.
get it. I know.
So Steve, your email back to me was, I would back whatever you propose as far as this subject. You gave me no indication of the setbacks. The email from there was blank. And you said, I will defer to you. Hold on. And then the emails that I did get back, I got 2 at 250 and I got another one at 1,000. So the majority of what I got was 250. That's where I came up with those numbers. I didn't pull them out of the sky. I pulled them from the emails that I received from the people that gave me feedback.
I just think 250 is, I think I would be more comfortable with 500 or not at all then at that point, right?
Well, yeah. A minimum of 500, I can agree to.
I think.
So Steve, you're saying 500 or 0 now?
No, I think what Steve's saying, and I think what Anthony and I don't know, Jonathan, what you were gonna say 500 would
I was
be.
gonna say minimum 500, yeah.
I don't have an issue with 500. I don't know if Jen and Rachel echo the same.
I just think 250 is really a small amount. That's why I say at that point have a 0, but I'll be more comfortable with 500.
So what are you proposing? You're proposing to get any other comments to the ordinance committee in reference to this before the next meeting? Is that what you're asking?
Listen, I read, I did get time to read through the ordinance today. I made my comments. I don't know if everybody else has had a chance to read it because we've only had it for a few days. Now, if everybody's read it and they're good with it, then we don't really need to do that. But we could just work through it here. But I think it makes sense to, if everybody has not done that, to read the ordinance, put the points down, the concerns that you have, a potential solution, and then we'll modify the ordinance and finish it off.
Have you guys had a chance to review it, John? You have?
I have.
Was that your only concern, the 500 or? Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like, given some more time, maybe to read through it, sounds like the only major concern around Jen is the setback.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Well, our next meeting is the 2nd, so it's not like it's not far away. It's a few weeks away. And everybody can if they have comments or something that they need to get to the ordinance committee, they can do that before then.
So can we all agree as a council that if there's no other, I think the 2nd gives us enough time, if there's no other things to
I think
we can move forward.
I think any date we give is a suggestion at this point. It's been well over a year plus, so that's fine. Let's get it.
Well, I think there's extend it to when you introduce it, you said you could do it a number of different ways. Land use has to have 30 days to pass on it one way or the other. So whether you introduce it and then send it and then wait for comments back, or you do it first, it's up to you. But they get their 30 days to review it. Now, if they get back to you in 5 days, you can move ahead, but I don't know when the next land use board meeting is after your.
Mr. Lavery, we take the ordinance and we submit it to land use for their approval. Is that what you're saying? I missed that.
They get 30 days. So any land use ordinance, they get a 30-day crack at it. So whether you send that to them before we introduce it or you introduce it, a lot of times the procedure is, you'll introduce it and then send it down there for comment. And even if you have already sent it to them and you make a minor change, you still have to send it down there for their review.
Okay.
And then they've got 30 days. If they don't answer you and the 30 days passes, then it's considered that they don't have any comments on it. That's not normally the case, but
do we have to vote to send it to land use?
If you have to send it to them by law. So if you introduce it, I don't think you have to vote. But if you wanted to send it before you introduced it, then I would say you probably should have a vote.
Well, it's not, I don't think this is finished though.
No, I agree, but
I wouldn't send it unless it was finished, that's all.
Okay, so I mean, if we get everybody's comments,
That's what I'm saying, if we can get everything done.
in the next few days and then they can turn it around, and wrap it up and.
I think what the mayor is saying is that she'd rather have the ordinance introduced formally before sending it to land use. Is that correct?
Jenny, sounds like all you have to do is just change it to 500 feet, right? And then we're.
That's exactly what it sounds like, and then put it on the September 2nd.
Yeah, again, it's gonna be on the agenda for the September September 2nd meeting, so you can pass the ordinance then, and then from there it would go to land use.
Well, we would introduce it then, right? Correct?
Introduce it, not pass it, yeah.
Yeah, introduce it, yes.
For the September 2nd meeting.
Yes.
Yes, September 2nd.
How does this align with the question that goes on the referendum? Does this,
There's, yeah, so if you're gonna put it out for referendum, what you'd probably want to do, if you wanted to introduce on September 2nd, you'd want to have the return date after the election so that the voters can express their opinion. If you're not gonna do that, there's no sense putting the question on the ballot.
Well, I don't think though that I want to make sure that these are two different things, right? Because when we agreed to put it on a ballot, it wasn't saying, we didn't say we're going to put it on the ballot, see what comes back and then pass this, right? We've already know what the ballot has said. We've heard from the public. The ballot question was more of a nice to have. It's free to do it. Let's get the town. But we are very much working in parallel to pass this regardless. Now, if it comes back and it says that the town doesn't want this, then we can make adjustments from there. But we already have historical data showing the town wants this. I think make sure that these are not married to each other.
Well, I'm a little confused because land use has said they weren't going to approve it until they had a referendum. And then the question was, can we overrule the land use board?
Right.
Right? Do I have that right? Okay.
Well, I'm a lot more confused there because if the public comes back, what percentages are we expecting the public to reject it for us to say, we're gonna go along with that? 50%, 51?
No, I would say
48?
majority, if it's by one vote, it's majority like anything else. When we vote up here, it's majority rules.
So.
Just confused. When did Hopac on vote?
When it was on the election ballot, what year was that? When
2020.
2020 it was a 72% return.
The state, the referendum for the state.
Correct.
Oh, okay, because that
Hopac
was.
was 72. and I
Didn't
think
individually.
76%.
76, and I think the state average.
Okay, folks, all right.
Yeah, that wasn't a Hopac referendum. That was a state referendum to legalize it in the state of New Jersey.
Doesn't matter.
Right, Hopac residents voted in favor of it.
But I think to Anthony's point though, I mean, again, because we supersede what land use wants to do, or we can't supersede their decision. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
why do we, I understand by law, we have to send it to them, but if they're like, no, we don't want this, I mean, we as a governing body can still say, but we do want this, especially the potential tax revenue, given the budget crisis that's going on here. I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't want it. So why, why wait?
Yeah, I think Mr. Lavery just gave us, I don't want to say the loophole, but the loophole, right? If we send it on September 2nd and they sit on it for 30 days and they'll come back to us, then it's good to go. They can't dictate.
That's correct. But if it's not part of it, so, and this is the practical end of it, right? So you have, after this, we have cannabis referendum, because if you're gonna adopt the ordinance, then there's no sense, asking the public for their, opinion, and then you're gonna have already adopted the ordinance before you get the answer back. So, whichever way it goes. But you can, if the land use board comes back and says they do not think that an ordinance, a proposed ordinance, is in conformance with the master plan, you can overrule that by passing a resolution that says it. Now, whether that's the wisest thing or not, it might subject you to challenge or whatever, but you're allowed to do that by law.
Thank you.
I see. All right.
Now, the only other thing is, it'll cost you more money, and we'll have to check with Bill Haggerty on this, but I think if it's part of a master plan revision, then you don't have to notify everybody, because this is going to affect everybody in town, because it affects every district. We're going to have to, the mailing will be expensive to do that, but that's just something, again, keep in the back of your mind. if it's not part of a master plan revision.
Does the referendum question cost us anything?
No,
It's not a special, it's
it's gonna go on in November,
Yeah.
so.
It's a timing issue, Jennifer. I have to get that to the clerk by tomorrow.
Well, I think, I said this, I think, a couple of meetings ago, I think it's still good to have it on the referendum because assuming it comes back very favorably, that's going to be an attraction to an organization that wants to come in and sell cannabis. So it makes a lot of sense to continue, especially if it's not going to cost us anything, because I think that could help in terms of bringing some business into a PACON. Again, we don't have a lot of things that are very attractive to people in this business. We don't have a large plots of land where they could grow, put up sufficient buildings to go do that. And, we don't have highways running through it, but, if we've got a very large majority of the town that says, yeah, we'd like to have it here, then it's easy for them to go do it. They know they're not gonna have to fight the land use board and the council, so on and so forth, and go through a lot of histrionics to get in, right? So.
Yeah, so, just to cover our bases, am I able to make a motion to ensure that the cannabis ordinance is on the next agenda as an introductory ordinance?
You said to change it to allergen.
No, I know, I wanna solidify it with a vote that this is on the next agenda, so. We've been given our word up on things before and still didn't happen, so I'd like to request a motion to have this ordinance be on as an introduction at the September 2nd meeting.
Can I make that motion?
Rachel already did, I seconded it.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
You're good. Again.
And the roll call?
One quick, before you go there, there's the last next to the last whereas, we have in here that to approve or disapprove public question number 1. So are we removing this out of this ordinance and not doing the referendum? Or we're gonna leave this in here and do the referendum? I hate to be
the council, but I'm getting the impression that they were gonna do the parallel thing where, and this is just my thought was, you're gonna adopt on September and then you would just have the second reading, the first meeting in November after the referendum, after the election, because you're gonna know the answer to that question.
That's the 9th.
Yeah. So, I mean,
so that we
if
can
that's
leave
what
that
you
in,
wanna
the point of
do, that's
matter
what I
is we
would
can leave that in the ordinance as it's adopted, as it's introduced on the next meeting. Is that
because the ordinance refers to the referendum.
So we put it in.
So if you're not gonna have the referendum, then we wanna take that out.
Voted on it, did this, did
Yeah, I would say leave it
Leave
because
it
we're
there.
not gonna approve something if the majority of the town comes back and says no.
Got it.
All right.
But we should,
Right. Well,
on the flip side of that, we should approve something and if the majority says yes.
Yeah.
That's why
I just wanna go on record.
That
with
memorializes that.
Okay.
Ordinance.
Okay.
Yeah, right, so we're in discussion right now, we're like mayor, so I guess, yeah, so I'm just saying to solidify it's on September 2nd. It still sounded like Jen had to get some feedback from Jonathan and possibly a couple others, maybe.
No, I think John would say it. I think.
You had more than just the 500 you wanted to discuss though,
But even-
right? Okay,
Even
so,
if there's some changes though,
Right, that's what I'm
it'll
saying.
still be on the agenda for the 2nd. It'll just
No,
be
I'm-
whatever feedback comes
no,
back.
that's what I'm saying, right, I agree, so I just want to, so we have a motion and a second.
Roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to short-term rentals.
Did everybody get an opportunity to look at the short-term rental ordinance that Ron had sent over?
Yes, I have no updates, Jen.
I think the major question here is that everybody was on the same page about the owner or the property manager that had to be in the house at the time of the rental. There was another question on there, does the person have to be the principal, that has to be their principal residence? Are we okay with that? That location doesn't have to be their principal residence? Because that changes the application process. We're backing into the application process. So I need to know what to ask for.
They have a manager on site.
Right.
Send contact.
All right, and we changed, we put in a late fee. We did it April 1st and it's a late fee after that. And that's about it on this one.
Well, I think that there was there's definitions that have to be removed because you did redline it, which I really appreciate so very much, so I could see it. but the owner occupied definition, the principal residence definition, and the resident property manager definition all have to be taken out.
Yes, I got that. I highlighted it so that we talk about the topic, and then whatever, how it was agreed upon, I'd go back in the ordinance and just change it all because it's in there a lot of places.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, and then some.
Right.
But this highlighted it the first time in the ordinance, so I said, okay, these are the three topics.
So
So,
then you're going to put them back out to us and clear.
Yep.
And then we're gonna vote on that.
next meeting.
Yes.
So do we need to do a vote to put it on as a resolution like we did for cannabis?
I feel comfortable that they're going to remove the red lines and introduce the next, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I don't think.
You're okay with just removing the red line stuff, Steve? I mean, this is your.
And I'll
this is
change the
your-
definitions, all the things that the red line is indicated, whether it's principal resident or property manager or being at the residence at the time of the rental, anywhere that's referenced in the ordinance will come out.
And you're okay with that, Steve?
Yes.
All right, because this has been your, your baby.
Ooh.
Okay, we're good with that. You got that, Sean? Moving on to new business, referendum question for 1 and 2 with cannabis.
Our engineer gave us several options for questions. I merely just picked one that I thought covered everything. It was encompassing most of the definitions of what I think we want to do here in the borough. What I need to do is agree on that, have a vote on that, and I take this document to the clerk tomorrow with that question on it.
I read it. I like the one you sent. I thought it worded right.
I agree with that. I like the one you said.
You want
So we're all good with number 3?
number 3?
Yeah, I'm good with them. You're good with them.
Can we just include the transfer tax stuff in the question, in that question?
Basis on
I don't know that you.
Yeah, I mean, you can put whatever you want in there, but the more you try to explain, a lot of times, the more complicated it gets, so.
I agree.
I like
I mean,
number
it's-
3 because it was simple and it was straightforward.
It was, but I think that, all right, okay, that's the majority, that's fine. I just think that the 2% should be in there. Yeah, I think the revenue should be in there, yep.
Because if that changes.
Yeah. Right.
On that, please.
And motion for number 3
I'll make the motion.
Second.
and the roll call.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Mr. Taylor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron, thanks you.
Can I just, before we go to public comment, I know that I had said we were gonna schedule an ordinance meeting in this meeting. Can we do that for follow-up, please?
What are you thinking?
So our next meeting isn't until September 2nd, correct?
Right.
So could we do the 27th? Thursdays.
August?
Yeah, Thursdays seem to work okay for you, Ron, at 10?
For now, yes. Let me check my calendar. I'll email you in the morning. But right now, I can't think of anything at 10 on the 29th.
27th.
7th? I was off already.
The 29th was a Saturday.
Oh, no, bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. No offense, but no. So does that work for you,
All right.
Rachel and Marie?
Yeah, I will have to let you know tomorrow when I have my calendar.
Okay.
But not a problem.
Okay, that was it for me. Sorry. Thank you.
Got it.
Nope, thank you. Moving on to public comment. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is open to the public.
Michael Gerbis, 48 Tufts. First, I'd just like to say that it was great to have public turnout today. This was the most amount of people I've seen here in a very long time. Probably the last was when we were talking about the data centers, so that was great. Thank you. More should show up. I second what the gentleman said earlier about social media interaction. There are two members on this council that interact often and daily, it seems. I don't know all of you. I may not be friends or note your names, so I apologize if you do. But I mean, this is whether the age of the residents that's irrelevant. Gotta watch that time. Age is relevant. Many people are on social media, many people communicate in that way, and it's a great way to interface with the community. Many of you own businesses, which I'm assuming that most of you have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or any Twitter variety of different types of social media accounts to interact with your customers. You are public figures, we are your customers in a sense. So I think it would behoove us to be a little bit more interactive with your residents, I guess. I don't know if we can have a liaison or something. I'm not trying to create more bureaucracy or more things to do, but I think that there's value there. I heard other residents talking about speedways throughout Hopatcong. Sorry, my words, not theirs. I had shared this in private to some members in previous time about Lakeside Boulevard, right by the state park. That is Stanhope, I believe, or Landing, pardon me. But when it cuts right to Hopatcong, it's funny, we've got a nice camera up there now, but can we enforce it a little bit better? Because the mornings are a nightmare. I speed, you all speed, everybody speeds on that. It's literally who can get to the light faster to get onto Route 80. So look, we're trying to find ways to get money. Ticket me, ticket Ron, sorry, Ron. Ticket all of us. Like, it's obscene. I've seen people doing 70 miles an hour during daylight hours down there. And whether it's day, night, it doesn't matter. It's important. This one just came to mind, this grinder pump one. Can we do like a service agreement amongst the town to like give a discount to those who have to replace it? Is that something that can be done? I'm working on my time, Ron. Hold on. And why are we chronically stonewalling new ideas? Why?
That's right.
Why are we chronically stonewalling new ideas? Why are we, sorry, Steve, but why are we not reading our emails? Why are we not making notes to Jennifer's things? Why is it every single time we come to meetings, it's a big, oh, surprise, we got this. The cannabis, we're coming up to vote. We were talking about, oh, we need to get this done in order to vote in time. And it's still, you guys are dragging your feet on things. If you don't want to pass it, speak up. Just say, F it, I don't want to be part of it. But to stonewall and to continually slow it down, the grants was a great idea. Track the grants. Stop stonewalling new ideas. Thank you.
I'll take a discount on my grinder pump. Actually, what I want to say is this. I was a little disappointed that we didn't have towns celebrated their police departments, and we didn't have ours like we normally. I look forward to it every year. It's a time that I get to meet the rookies. People get to know the local police officers that are patrolling our area. So like for me, especially, it's nice to have a friendly face, especially with us having so many new hires, right? And I was just a little disappointed that we didn't have that. That being said, it also brings to mind that we really don't celebrate our businesses here in town. That should change. As a small business owner, I would like to participate in something that would celebrate a small business week. So, and the discount from a grinder.
Thanks, Q.
Oh yeah, reset that, baby. Get ready to spend money on that we don't have any money cut from the budget, but we can buy a timer from somewhere, so go figure. I've been talking cannabis for 2 years. In fact, I'm gonna start walking backwards because that's all you're doing is backwards talking it. It's evident. July 8th, I hopped on the land use board meeting about the cannabis, and it's evident they don't want cannabis in this borough. My opinion is we missed the boat. It's not going to bring any revenue into this town, but that's okay because this town doesn't want any businesses that will generate revenue in this town because we're always going to be dogging it for money and we'll just tax the taxpayers. The majority of you don't care. You probably were very wealthy. You own your houses, you own your properties, you own your big cars and your fancy environments. Not everybody in Hopatcong is a millionaire here, but it's evident to me, spinning wheels on this cannabis thing, referendum or no referendum, 2020, 78% of the borough, it was broken down by the borough. It may have been a state question, but they did break it down by boroughs and we wanted it at 78%. But we're just backpedaling. I know you don't want it. I know you don't want it. I know you don't want it. So why don't you just stop it? Stop the backpedaling, because at this point, it isn't going to bring any revenue in. All you got to do is go down 206, and every single town in 206, from the minute you hit Stanhope to the minute you hit Sparta, has cannabis. You're just wasting everybody's time, and you're not doing anything for us because there's no revenue being brought into this town. There's no committee to bring business into the borough. There's no thought process behind it. There's no referendums written, but instead, just keep spending money. Buy your little timers, spend your little money, do whatever you're doing. That's great, but it's not helping your constituents. And when you all want re-elections, you're going to find out how quickly you're going to be reelected.
Thank you.
I just have a question in regards to the new hiring of DPW and police. Are they positions that were vacated and we're rehiring for them?
Yes.
So I just don't understand how with the police department, we're just under the amount of police officers that Jefferson has, and we have no major highways.
It was a replacement for the person that left in the police department. And we are still down 3 in DPW even after we hire these 2. I was down 7 when I got here. Well, since I've been here, we've been down to 7 people. We've lost 7 people.
Yeah, I can understand why.
Right.
It's my turn.
I just want to know what a senior public works repairer does. And why do we need that guy?
He's in our DPW group. He or she repairs roads.
So it's not a new position?
Nope.
We're
I'm just replacing one that left.
Oh, okay. So it has nothing to do with what's going on Bell Ave, and I mean, I don't keep up with that stuff. I don't know why it's such a debacle over there. Like usually we just fix the pipe, we move on and we go on.
That's the
Do
person.
we need a senior guy or
Hmm?
do we need that senior guy to do that? Is that?
Yes, ma'am. I need 3 more of them, but
Okay. It's not just a fixing a pipe and being gone.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a larger project that had to be bid out to a company because it's 200 feet of pipe that has to be replaced.
Okay.
And they're gonna pave it. It's a whole
Yeah.
paving,
Right.
repaving part of it. So it's much
Just
more
because it's so
economical.
big.
Absolutely.
Okay. I also have another question. I forget what it was now. Okay, I'll have to, I heard a rumor that they said the water department is out for sale. Is the water department out for sale? Is the water gonna be bought by another company or?
We don't know yet.
So we are selling it.
But we're looking at everything. So if it looks, we're not saying we're selling it or we're not. We're looking at it.
So it belongs to us right now?
Yes.
Okay, but it could belong
Well,
to,
you know the person that you think's gonna buy it, but there's 3 other people out there who would like to buy our water site, our water, but we're not in a position to do that. It takes that's not an automatic thing. It's a lot of approvals for that.
Right.
You gotta go to the BPU, you gotta go to the DEP, they have to approve the plan to sell it, and we're nowhere near that yet.
who buys your water department? Like, I don't know, like that, cause like, that's so foreign to me, like, who?
American Water,
Okay.
Aqua. There's a 3rd one out there, huh?
She wants to know if you'll give her a grinder pump. Okay, so it is out for sale if somebody wants to buy it.
No, it's not out for sale.
No,
It's not.
nowhere near out for sale. Nowhere near.
I think what Ron's trying to say is we're exploring it.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is for sale,
We're exploring.
No,
It takes,
it's for sale.
it's the process, the state makes it so difficult.
but just
like-
because it takes so long doesn't mean it's not.
Well, no, it's
an option.
what they said, if they're examining their options, those may turn out to be lousy options.
Right.
that They don't pursue.
Right, right.
I
Okay.
think they owe it to you to at least examine those options.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Anyone else? Dave?
What was mentioned about the river sticks with the lights? I was under the impression that we were going to get from the state government $1 million to renovate that whole area with new lamps and new sidewalks and all kinds of things. Is that happening?
Yes, we have a grant for 1.3 million to replace the lights in between Hopatchong and River Styx.
Right.
It takes a little time to get there.
And how long do you think it will take?
We just started,
Guys, be respectful. He's addressing the council.
we just started interviewing the engineering company that would do the project.
I see. And,
There's a whole bunch of, because it's a grant that we're receiving, we have
Yeah.
to follow the rules of the grant.
and when we accept a grant, because I know a lot of towns look for grants to save the taxpayers money, but do we look at the long haul costs of these projects? For example, like we'll get new lamps and new sidewalks and all, but the maintenance of these lights and what have you, is that looked into by the council also?
So is the concern for you, the lights and the sidewalks not be?
In other words, right now, if PSE&G replaced the light bulbs, we might not need to spend $1 million. The sidewalks look pretty well, you know, I mean, and we could use that $1 million for something else.
Use the $1 million for other than what it was applied for.
Yeah, but
Which is to continue the River Styx corridor from where it doesn't have the new lights and the new sidewalks and the crosswalks to where it currently does into the first section of River Styx. It's to continually keep that going, so our business districts, we can have businesses. That area over on River Styx, you know, where the repair place is, it's a commercial business. He might want to sell to somebody, so it needs to be livelier, it needs to be redeveloped, and that's what we have to do in Hopatcong. We have to redevelop. We don't have any property that we can just have people purchase and put things up on, so businesses have to buy something and redevelop it.
right.
So somebody could buy that repair place and they can put a Starbucks in there, they could put a Dunkin' Donuts in there, but we have to be able to redevelop our properties that we have. And to do that, we have to apply for these grants and invest money so people want to come here and put their businesses here. Just as Q was saying, we have to make sure that we do that. So we want continuity. We want people to drive up Hopatcong, make the right onto River Styx and have it be continuous with lights and sidewalks and look pretty, so people will come to the area.
I see. Okay. Looking at the agenda for today and the agenda for a month ago, it seems like the same items are written, but there's a lot of information that was given last time, which it would seem it should be consistent.
I don't think there's anything different between.
Yes, which we are given the names of the people that were hired last month, but this month they're just a senior public works repairer.
We have to look into that because I don't recall the names being on the agenda. They're in the resolutions, but they're not on the agenda.
Here.
Nope, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, but it should be, I would like more transparency. I would like to see the names of number 2 PW person. Is it an AI or is it a real person?
No, it's a real person.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Anyone else?
It's great that you're talking about River Styx, improving River Styx. This is 2 years ago, this came out. About getting this grant to fix River Styx, do the lighting and everything. Am I right or wrong?
No, we just received it in November.
Oh, did you?
The
You
award.
talked about this, not the first time we brought this up about River Styx with the lighting and everything. The road, the speeding and everything on the road. Okay, another question I like to ask, Bell Avenue, who did the repair to get that open? Bell Ave.
We did.
We did town. Why did it take so long to do that? Why didn't the town do this from the get-go?
We don't have the equipment to get the pavement off. We had to grind the pavement off.
Who had to grind the pavement?
Huh?
We grinded the pavement.
No, we did not. We hired somebody to
So
do
hired
that.
somebody to come in and do that.
Yeah, and then we backfilled it and got it to the level now of the pre-asphalt.
So Ron,
level.
my question is, why do we have to wait so long with that road being down so long to get it done? I got you. I got the answer. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening, everyone. I'll make this real brief. I'm Tamar. I'm actually a new representative with New Jersey Department of Health, working under the Rural Health Grant. And I've recently started a partnership with the Hopatcong Community Resource Center, just trying to, share the public health information that's out in the community. I just want to make sure that information is out there. Many of our seniors, as someone in the room mentioned, is really not on Facebook. And part of our goal is to make sure the community not only know that they have access to available community resources, but part of our needs assessment is to make sure we understand what's going on within the community. So if there's a way for us to work together to improve that relationship, whether it's through tabling events, presentations, and so forth, I'm
Do you
available.
have information you can leave with us?
I'll leave it later. Okay,
Perfect.
and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Not seeing anything, motion to bring it back?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Okay, so we will be going into executive session to discuss, but before we do that, just for mayor's comments, I just want to say, thank you to Ron for all of the work that's happened in the last 2.5, 3 weeks between everything with the paving and the water leaks and the lack of people that we have in departments because we haven't replaced them yet. I really want to say thank you because it is overwhelming. And I know no matter what question anybody asks you, whether it's myself, council members or professionals, you're there. And I'm sure you didn't sign up to be the 24-hour man, but you really are. And you deserve to be called out for that. And I do want to thank our DPW and our water and our sewer department because not being able to have a full crew and go through some of the things that we're going through continuously, it's not easy. We went through the issue with paving. We were here late on Friday, and then we ended up with a water main leak on Saturday. So I just want to say thank you. We do notice there's a lot of good that we have here in Hopakon, and they should be called out for that. Going into executive session, we are going in to discuss
A contractual matter dealing with the white collar contract for 2026 through 2030.
and we will possibly be taking action after the meeting. So if you'd like to, you can hang in the hallway or you can leave. We won't know till we come back out if we're taking action. Can I have a motion to go into executive?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Okay, so we have resolution 2026-165. I'm sorry, 2026-166, approval of the white collar contract for 2026-2030.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
And can I have the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
No.
Mr. Kuskovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
And we
Thank
have,
Moving on to ordinance 20-2026, an ordinance establishing a minimum and maximum range of salary and compensation for certain titles of officers and employees of the Borough of Hopakon.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
No.
Mr. Kuskovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.